I gave a talk once and it didn't, none of it recorded. And, you know, you like the immediate tendency, depending on who you are, might be to beat yourself up or might be to get really mad at the other person and be like all sorts of thoughts like, why is this person incapable? I should have done my due diligence. I should have double checked. So I think women especially internalize and they beat themselves up, even when something is somebody else's fault. Like at least that is something very familiar to me. And one of the pillars, and all of these pillars work in conjunction with each other, right? So in this case, the name it, claim it, I'll just go through it, but there's another pillar of self-compassion, pride, that's going to be really important here. So the naming it is, man, I lost a recording, right? That's the trigger, right? And the claiming it is, my heart is racing, I am mad, I'm fuming, I'm turning red. How did I let this happen? Why did I not ask the person to double check? Why didn't I do whose fault is it? Like shame and blame, right? And then taming it is, all right, let me get a drink of water. Let me go get cool air. For me, I might call like a really good friend and vent. Like I think for women, venting, I think men and women handle emotions differently. A lot of men will say, I just want to be on my own. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm so mad. You know, I don't even know who to talk to or what to say. I don't need to talk to anyone. Like, just give me time, right? Like some people may just retreat inwards and they just don't want to be bothered. And they say, I know this will pass, you know, in due time and I will be fine. And I don't need to have a whole conversation about it.
Yeah.
Other people may say, no, I want to talk. I want to vent. I want a sympathetic ear. And I would call a friend that would be like, man, I'm so sorry, man, Sue, that sucks. Like, like, that's like, you know, what can I do to help? Like a good friend would say that. But if you don't have anyone, then the reframing is, which I learned when I did this talk and it didn't record the volume. I got the video, but not the volume. So then my brain goes into problem solving mode. Okay, who were the friends that were there that day? And believe it or not, Julie, and you're not going to believe this, but like I sent out a mass message between all my friends. We were somehow able to clip. Somebody had the first 3 minutes. Somebody had the middle 3 minutes. Something. And granted, it took and I got help. And like luckily, someone that I was working with was like, you just give it to me. I'll piece it together. So.
Yeah.
In that moment of frustration, like, and this is just a simple example of, like in whatever field you're in, you put a lot of time and energy and effort. This was like it was a big deal. It was a big talk. There were a lot of people there. And, as women, you do your hair and your makeup and we had video. We had so many people recording. There was so much going on that day. And this was one other camera that, it failed, like the audio part. Anyway. So you say to yourself, self-compassion is a big part of it because I was really beating myself up. It was a new mic and I hadn't tested everything. And I'm like, again, shame and blame. Is it my fault? Is it the person who was in charge? They should have tested it. It didn't matter because at the end of the day, the fact was still the same. It happened. And the reframing is, okay, well, Sue, that'll never happen again. You're going to get there even earlier. You're not going to overschedule yourself. You're going to leave yourself, like you go through the troubleshooting. So for me, my takeaway is always, what can I do better, differently? Or in this solution, stop sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, right? You have a lot of good friends who are there, a lot of good people, and somehow, you can sit in your perseverate or you can start into your troubleshooting mode. So I think it's both because I think some people automatically go into troubleshooting mode, but they don't process the emotions. And then it ends up coming out in the form of autoimmune disorders. I'm talking not one situation, but like, let's say people who in a lifetime tend to suppress, avoid, right? They're not confronting failure, loss, challenge. There are a lot of people who have 50 losses and never going to learn from them, right? I'm the kind of person, if I screw up once, I'm like, oh, how do, and I'm the opposite. Maybe I'm too hard on myself.
Yeah.
And that's where the pride, self-compassion comes in is 5-minute brief, exercise, which is, and this is based on the work of Kristen Neff, who talks a lot about and a lot of research on self-compassion, is ask yourself, am I alone? Am I the only person in the entire world who's ever screwed up like this? No. So there's an element of calming humanity, mindful acceptance, right? And what I add my own spin is like, now what, So acceptance of it, awareness of the negative self-talk. The common humanity piece is the biggest because I somehow hold myself to this ridiculous standard of, no, but you're not supposed to. You know better, right? Like, because I think if you have that cynicism or pessimism, the healthy kind, you're always trying to solve for problems, anticipate, especially women and moms. We're always trying to solve for problems that haven't happened yet, right? And if you're a parent, you're a protector and you have to be able to think 5 steps ahead. So if your kid is standing near the train station tracks, maybe your child has never fallen in. But your brain has to start thinking in every scenario, 5 steps ahead. What if, what if, what if? And that's no way to live, right? And so some of us take that to every context, and that's also no way to live.
Thanks for watching this Beyond Tomorrow clip. If you haven't subscribed yet to our main channel, join us there for conversations that can help you thrive today and flourish tomorrow. We'll see you next time.